Hey everyone, Aussie Viking here to do another video on Star Wars Battlefront 2. So I've played a lot of this game. I played through the campaign, I played through the arcade, and I played through multiplayer, and I want to just say my thoughts on it. First of all, do not listen to the reviews in terms of score, okay? This game is fantastic in terms as a video game, from gameplay to content to campaign to the idea of the free DLC. It's fantastic, and again, it can only get better. But the bullshit that everybody seems to go on, and it's completely valid, I totally understand, fuck EA for the bullshit they're doing, is the microtransactions. And you know what? This game would have been a lot better if they were taken away. The idea of, let's pay money for gems that we can use in loot boxes. Really, what they could have done, and they should have done, is take that shit away and had it that you could have, like, first of all, I love the loot crates. I think the loot crates are fun. If you were to load the loot crates to 3,000 each, and have it that we can get up to 1,000 plus credits in one single match, and you took away the idea of microtransactions, everybody would be fine with it, or at least it'd be a lot more balanced than it is now. And I'm fine with it. I like the progression system. But I understand the bullshit that the microtransactions are giving us, and I think that's fucking fantastic that people are giving them shit. But what I don't get are all these reviewers giving Battlefront 2 a low score because of the main microtransactions. What about the other games that had microtransactions? Injustice 2. That had microtransactions, and that had some, even I thought that had some pretty shitty microtransactions. Transactions. Halo 5, that had microtransactions in it, but people said, you know what, microtransactions, they're a thing, but guess what, the game is so solid and stuff that we're going to score it like that. But how come when it comes to Battlefront, they're not scoring it like it should be as a game individually? If you were to score, Battlefront 2 as a video game as it is, not thinking about the microtransactions, it's a solid 9, I think, especially compared to the first game. Better graphics, better AI, better gameplay, more customization, the offline stuff, a campaign, and the ideal model of DLC being free, which again will only make this game better. And by the end of its run, this game would be, and I believe will be, one of the best Star Wars games ever made. But what annoys me, as I've been saying, is why are we all jumping onto Star Wars Battlefront 2 when there have been loads of other games from Rainbow Six Siege, Halo 5, Injustice 2, Call of Duty, even Overwatch to an extent, have the same thing. It's like, why now? Why didn't we get this shit years ago when it was prominent as well? I can understand that being Star Wars and everybody loving Star Wars is like, holy shit, Star Wars is now pay to win, fuck that, and I can understand that, but then it's like, why are we only making a deal of it now? Is it because it's EA in Star Wars? I mean, fuck EA. I'm not defending EA for the bullshit. I'm defending DICE, though, for this fantastic game that they've made that people are shitting on, even though really it's the microtransactions, which, yes, are a big part of the game. But they can be balanced and, I'm hoping get taken away. But then again, if it gets taken away, we'll probably get 2 DLCs and then EA will be like, nah, fuck you guys. But, so this is why, for me personally, as an opinion, I'm half and half. I understand the bullshit EA is doing, but for me personally, I don't care about that sort of stuff because I never have. In Injustice 2, Halo 5 and all that, and even Call of Duty, I never had to once buy a pack or a skin because I didn't want to. I didn't care for it. So that side of things I don't care for. I focus on the game. And the game side of things, it is perfect. It is a fantastic game, which, as I keep saying, can only get better. But then again, on the other side, it's like, fuck EA. Fuck EA for just pissing on every fan by saying, yeah, give us your money. It's an interesting route this game has taken, but I really hope it's a route that goes more positive over time. And I am a bit pissed off that there are reviewers out there that are giving this a low score while looking at the game as a whole. Yet there are other games out there that when they had microtransactions, they kind of looked at it in pieces. The game side of things is fantastic. The multiplayer side of things with the microtransactions is shit and annoying. But you know what? The game side of things, and it's like, well, what about the game side of things for Battlefront 2? It's pretty damn solid. It's very solid, especially compared to the first. It's like 3 games in one. Online, the big Galactic Assault, and then Starfighter Assault, and then you've got the heroes versus villains sort of game modes and such, and it's such a well-rounded package. And yeah, it annoys me. It really does. And again, fuck EA. I think we should just do a whole video or just a whole internet movement where it's just fuck EA, fuck EA, fuck EA. I mean, they've put microtransactions in their other games, obviously, and like every game needs to have microtransactions from EA, because fuck them, right? So here's the thing though, if EA did not say we want to put microtransactions in there, you could still do the loot crate system, just, you know, equal it out a bit. People would be like, yeah, it's acceptable, awesome. You know, like, it just sucks because I really am enjoying this game. This is probably one of my favourite games I've played this year, and some of the most fun I've had in a game. And honestly, if I had to give it a score, it's a solid 8. It is a solid 8. And I know that within time, this game will go up to a 9, possibly even a 10, in my own opinion. But also keeping into account, I don't care about the microtransactions bullshit. I don't give a shit about that, because I have the power to go, you know what? I don't have to buy that shit. I've been playing this game online and stuff, and I will get a kill, and then later on that guy would kill me later on. It's like, alright, cool, he's got a lot of good star cards. Whatever, I can still kill him. And yeah, so this is why it's such an impasse and so interesting as a game, and I'm very happy that people are saying, you know, fuck all this bullshit, no more microtransactions. I totally agree. But I also feel like we should have a split. One side says shit, we say fuck the microtransactions, and the other side is like, but as a game, from characters to level design to gameplay, this is a solid video game. And if you like the video game portion of it, you will love Battlefront 2. Now, if you're someone who gets annoyed over the microtransactions, even though, yes, truthfully, you don't have to buy them, that's when it gets crazy, because it's like, I don't like that. Which, I get. I've met a lot of people that, even though they don't have to buy it, they've been like, I can't even believe it's here. I can understand that. But you're missing out, with that mindset, you are missing out on a very good, positive game. And it is. And I think this is why I'm very much like, like everybody's screaming and yelling on the internet, although that's no real different really, but everyone's just giving this game shit. And then you got the review scores that are, okay, yes, from a point of view, yes, they make sense, but then it's like, well, what about the other games that had this similar content? Why do they get higher scores? And basically because you looked at the game side of things. Why don't you look at the game side of things for this one? Especially since it was made in 2 years. The content you're getting for this game that was made in 2 years in terms of story, offline, online, and the fact that there's free DLC should really be a big package thing that people bring in. But again, EA, Star Wars, I can understand that. But yes, overall, I really like this game. It's fantastic. I've played probably 50, well, I mean, if you count the beta, I've probably played about 55, 60 hours of it already. But I can't stop playing it. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. And I've got in the back of my mind, I don't have to buy those stupid loot crates because I don't want to. I don't need to use my real money for that shit. But you know what? I'm not the only one that thinks that, which is great, but I understand the people that do. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's a solid video game. Absolutely solid. From campaign to arcade, which I can't wait to get free updates for that to make it bigger and better, to DLC that's coming out, to the multiplayer itself. Microtransaction side of things, it depends. If you're someone who doesn't like it, wait until they balance it more. Because it's EA. They're probably not going to get rid of it all wholeheartedly, which is a shame. But, I mean, they have to make money somehow, you know. But it will get balanced. I'm certain of it. It will get balanced, so it's not as like, oh, I need to buy it. I'm totally up for that. And I totally believe that. So yeah, sorry about this little bit of a rant. It's just, it just sucks when you like something so much, and I can understand the bullshit this is getting, but on the other side, it's like, let's look at this time. Let's look at this thing over here. Let's look at this one. Don't look at the microtransactions for a bit. Just, put a line in the middle. Look at the right side. It's good. Yeah, anyway. Aussie Viking out. See you in Valhalla. Bye.